música de Harry Fry.
Glamps in the matrix. Your life turned to flipping pages. All the real talent behind them cages.
And we're back. Overtime Live Sports Bet Radio, coming at you live from the Gulf Coast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got a great show for you today. We got a very, very special guest here with us today. Matt Williams is in the building.
What's up, Matt Williams?
Team Spades poker professional poker player, expert gambler, sports bettor phenomenon, and above all, toy expert. And life philosopher, man. This guy is a very special person here, you know. Welcome to the show, man. How you feeling today?
I'm good, brother. What's happening, Bart?
This same old thing, trying to chase a dollar. Or a million of them.
Every day.
So we're coming off a pretty wild hurricane.
Hurricane Ida.
A couple of moments out of. So lost power for a little bit. Prayers go out to all of our people in Louisiana and other people who aren't able to evacuate. But
yeah, we're over here on the coast. I mean, I don't think we did too bad here. I've seen a lot of sand and water everywhere, of course, so we'll really know when the water goes down.
No, luckily it didn't hit us directly like Zeta did. Zeta really took our heads off.
Right.
I guess we weren't expecting it.
Like you said, shouts to those Hancock County and westward Louisiana. Hope you guys are okay.
And anybody who wasn't in the path, you know, the tornado, pop-up tornadoes and flooding. Flooding causes some serious damage, man. We saw what it did in Tennessee, so we're waiting to see what the casualties are looking like for this one. Tennessee, I mean, they had over 20 deaths, and this is flooding you're talking about. You know, you see the water coming.
I saw one death last night, but I didn't see how it happened or what it was from. But they have attributed at least one death to it already. And to everybody else in the world, everybody's going through some sort of storm. We care about you all.
It's a lot of things to be worried about these days, but for those of you who don't know, Matt Williams is CEO and owner of Daddy's Designer Toys on YouTube. You guys go on there and check him out. Make sure you like and subscribe.
See some cool little things like this guy.
Shout out to my boy Northside Cloud, who also is in the toy designer business. He's actually Pop One. You follow that channel on YouTube, follow him on Facebook. Pop One, they do all things pop culture, comic books, Pokemon, all that stuff. Go check out Northside Cloud. Great guy. So tell us about your YouTube channel.
Really, I just love toys. I love art. I call them toys. It's really not toys, although it kind of looks like toys. Your daughter was in here earlier and had fun playing with it. Definitely caught her attention.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, this little guy right here, right now on eBay, about $400.
People don't realize that. There's big money in these collectibles, is what I call them, you know.
When I bought it, I think this one cost $220 new, but, you know, still within, I think we've had it 2 years now, and this is nothing. There's some of them that'll come out that day and literally quadruple in value the same day, because a lot of these they just make limited runs of. I think this one is an open edition, but even at an open edition, meaning they made an unspecified number as opposed to an edition of 450, which a lot of these pieces are done in. Even in an open edition, they've still doubled in value, which there's no stocks doing those kind of numbers, or very few things that do.
Anytime an item's limited, it's going to go up in value because pieces will get destroyed, pieces will get traded in and out of the market. So
this one's by a guy named Toyz, Kaws.
Toyz?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's pretty big in the game.
He must be popular.
Yeah, he's a good one. He did Travis Scott's album covers.
That's where it does look familiar.
He just released a clothing line. I'm waiting on a t-shirt to come in that I bought. I bought the t-shirt for $88. I got the long sleeve edition. They're selling on eBay for $250 now, and I haven't even gotten mine in the mail yet.
Wow.
Yeah, it cost me $88.
That's the way to do it, man. Exclusivity equals value, You don't want to flood the market with something. You give them something limited edition, they're going to value it more, it's going to be worth more. So.
But also, as with anything, value is ultimately in what the purchasee will pay. I can say it's worth all this stuff, and
if you can't find a buyer,
can't sell it for $5 at a yard sale.
Yeah. So we're coming off of the the 2021 Olympics. It was a pretty good show. A lot of people slept on it. You know, people have more important stuff going on in their lives. But what did you think about that little display? It was pretty good.
It's good. There's just something about the Olympics. I don't know what it is. Oops, I kicked your hammer. You know, I don't care one bit about gymnastics, but when I watch the Olympic gymnastics come on, for some reason, every Olympic sport, I probably shouldn't have picked gymnastics as the one to make an example of, but you know, when it comes on, I just want to watch it. I'll find myself up very late watching the Olympics because they're on in another country, you know, about sports that I didn't even know existed, much less care
That's
about.
what I noticed about the Olympics. It brings the attention to sports that you really don't think about, you don't care about, like a ping pong, swimming, kayaking or some shit. I mean, they're playing, what is that, shuffle? What is that thing where they push the disc? I mean, I don't even know how to play that game. I mean, but they just...
Shuffleboard?
I think shuffleboard's a board game. I don't know. But that sounds about right. I mean, they got an Olympic team for everything. They finally have an Olympic team for skateboarding. Skateboarding broke in. Surfing's a big deal. My favorite is track and field. I think that track and field is the most raw form of athletic ability as far as what people can do. The long jump, the 400, the 100, you know.
For me, the best all-around event in sports is a 100-yard dash. You give me a 100-yard dash between the three actual fastest people in the world, I think that could stack up against any other single sporting moment.
That's going to be a display, even from different sports. As you saw DK Metcalf, he went and tried to run, he went and participated professionally in a track event. And didn't even stand a chance, man. He's running is what some of these guys do.
They don't get enough respect for the amazing athletes they truly are. I mean, you hear about them around the Olympics. Somebody like Usain Bolt, who breaks a bunch of records, can become a household name, but name a couple of other sprinters.
Exactly. But, well, really, that's probably worldwide. Is that you probably just a handful of professional track and field athletes that you even know of. So one of our biggest ones, Simone Biles, man. She had a pretty amazing year. I mean, this might be her last Olympics, but she came out, she showed what she was about, and they did what they were supposed to do. She did have an issue where she did take some time off for different reasons. Nobody really could put a finger on what exactly.
That one.
Originally, I thought it was an injury. It turned out to be something more mental.
And that's a tough one, man. It seems like we're having, and necessarily as a parent of an autistic child, I've definitely tried to become more aware recently of some of these mental disorders that you know, hard to discuss for many reasons. Number one, the insecurity of people. Number two is the education of people. I mean, even the most educated all can have different opinions on what these traumas are or what mental problems are in general. As an example, our son diagnosed autistic earlier this year. Going into the public school system, they do not honor that doctor, PhD, regular doctor, you know, we had to make appointments to go to. They will not honor her diagnosis of autism. They have to have one of their doctors diagnose him as autistic in order to recognize him as autistic in that school system. Now, fortunately, we did some things ahead of time with him in daycares and all that have gotten him used to this experience, so he's managed to be in regular class fine. After last year, it was a whole different situation. But the fact that, you know, a child can be diagnosed this, but then the schools say we don't accept that, we have to see it ourselves, just shows you that nobody can even agree on what the problem is.
Exactly. That's the amount of faith that they have in our medical system. You know,
Crazy.
When you got doctors selling pills to make extra money, that don't even sound right. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's crazy. It's a crazy world. They're misdiagnosing people intentionally. They're
yeah, but I think you got to be careful there. You're getting into a slippery slope of blaming a whole population of people because of a couple of bad apples. It's like saying, and I don't mean to get into this debate, but cops, there's definitely some shitty bad cops out there, but we don't think every cop is a bad cop. I don't think every doctor is a bad doctor because some are hustling pills.
Well, the phenomenal factor and the difference is that doctors and cops' salaries are nowhere near, and that's my biggest concern. Is like doctors make a healthy living, they're still doing things like this for extra money.
Well, define healthy living. Our definition may not be the same.
60,000 plus.
Right.
You making $60,000 and you still got to hustle pills? You must just like hustling pills.
Hey, Biggie said it first. More money, more problems.
Yeah, well, this is going to bring you a lot of problems when you lose your doctor's license and you're looking back, wondering what the hell you did wrong. I think a lot of it comes down to the doctors themselves being on these substances.
Oh, absolutely. I think the doctors' demons are the reason why they end up there, not just they wake up and say, hey, I'm going to sell some pills to make a couple extra
No,
$50.
they need that money.
Yeah, something has probably happened to where...
And at the same time, we're fighting the cannabis movement every way possible.
Yeah.
And anything we can think of to try to slow that process down.
The people have spoken. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, ask Sha'Carri Richardson, man. She don't even know when she smoked. She probably got it secondhand,
World-class athlete. And you're going to tell me because of a drug that could be in your system for 30 days, you can't compete in the Olympics?
A drug that you could consume accidentally.
Right.
You're going to take away her lifelong dreams from her. Do you think this would have happened if, not to say that it is a racial issue, but if she did look differently? If she didn't have a bunch of blonde weave and these long-ass nails and...
It's a tough one because you want to say no, but I feel like we knew. But Phelps smoked weed, but he never failed a drug test. I think the difference...
But Phelps went on to be a hero in both...
Yeah, but he
maintained his Olympic status, and he went on to be a hero in the cannabis industry.
Right, because he never failed a drug test.
So because he came out smoking weed, it helped him.
Right.
It is what it is. It benefited his career. He's probably going to have a strain of marijuana named after him.
I'm sure he already does. I got a feeling she will too, though. You don't think?
I think she's done, man. That's why they did this to her. They did this to break her, and they might have broken her. And if nobody else gives her a chance, she's broken.
I think she had a good response to it. She came out and said that she didn't mind. She was graceful about it. It would have been real easy to be bitter and unhappy, but she basically said she didn't mind taking one for the team if it
she's
got
still
attention.
a kid, man. Her priorities are still in different orders, but
I think she'll be okay. I think
I wish the best for her.
Yeah.
So we're coming off of big playoff season. Where all we got right now is baseball and football's about to start. So NBA season wrapped up pretty strong, man. I don't know. I was happy with it. It was tough, controversial. COVID vaccine wasn't in full effect the whole time, so they made it through. It was entertainment. People were happy. You're a big NBA fan.
Love the NBA, and I'm fixing to actually admit something that I never thought I would admit, much less doing it on tape. Let me start with I freaking hate the Lakers. Always have, because I'm a Bulls fan. An old school Bulls fan. But I don't mind rooting for them. I love Anthony Davis, you know that, because the Pelicans are my team also. I hate that name.
Shout out AD.
AD, the brow.
Get healthy.
I hate LeBron. Really, I hate LeBron because he's nowhere near what Jordan was. My opinion.
He's close.
He's not anywhere near. He doesn't have that killer instinct. He's close to what Magic Johnson was.
Well, it's a different game now.
It's a different game. It was a different game when Jordan played it.
But I don't remember Jordan trying to buy a team.
The game.
Yeah.
Anyhow, my point is this. My children made me watch the new Space Jam. And I wanted so badly to hate that movie. But I really liked it. The new Space Jam was a good movie. There, I said it.
Shout out to new Space Jam.
I mean, I love, not nearly as good as the Michael Jordan one, of course. But the new Space Jam was a good movie. Good job, LeBron. You did something.
Was it the same storyline? I wasn't going to give it $1, so I have no idea what.
I wouldn't have, except for my kids. Watched it with their mom and loved it, and I love basketball. I figured I had to watch it eventually.
Well, yeah, as the biggest Jordan fan on the planet, you have to love it.
It wasn't a bad movie. It really wasn't. Actually, they did a lot. No, it's not nothing like the first one.
Well,
I mean, it is.
Matt's coming in with a little bit of a biased opinion towards LeBron.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is the fan that I am.
This is a Jordan fan. Okay. Anybody else trying to argue if they like the Bulls or not? Ink it. You ink it, then you can think it.
And I had that before LeBron too.
Yeah.
So
that's when we knew Jordan would never be Mets.
Yeah.
And Jordan will never be Mets.
The greatest.
So they had to kill Kobe to keep it from happening. I mean, literally.
Kobe was almost.
Kobe would have got it, man.
One more ring, Kobe's better.
Kobe would have had more than one more ring.
If he'd have gotten 6 championships, I don't think you could argue against him being the best.
Yeah. But these days, man, there's too much motive for players to stop playing.
Right.
Like, there's too many other ideas that
they don't even play for rings anymore.
No, well, their team don't play for rings. You don't make enough money winning.
No, it's all about bonuses and
merchandise and everything else. So.
Movie contracts.
So shout out to Greek Freak. He handled business, took it down.
I was a little worried he was going to be in that Allen Iverson, Dan Marino category.
Chris Paul category. Yeah. Well,
he did it.
Yeah, they had the weapons, man. People act like it was like a not fair matchup, but I mean, Drew Holiday is an all-star,
Who did they play in the conference finals?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, because I was rooting for
I think it was Miami, if I'm not mistaken. Miami.
I thought it was some.
And I think
it wasn't the Nets. It was the Nets.
Was it the Nets?
I think it was the Nets because I was rooting for the Nets because they were basically giving it to the Nets, and then Milwaukee came back and
they
kicked
choked
their butt.
They choked, yeah.
Yeah. But I thought the Nets would have been for sure champs this year.
Well, they were hurt, and that's always going to be an issue with the Nets and building these super teams is that they're always going to have injuries, man.
Right.
They actually have 3 of the most injury-prone players, superstars level players in the league. So it's like
a lot of money.
But you should really only need 2 if you could get some backup.
I mean, I guess. Problem with Jordan was Jordan made his people superstars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Scottie Pippen on another team was not a superstar.
You're absolutely right.
And give me somebody else, freaking Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr, even Rodman, when Rodman was playing at his peak, when he was just rebounding.
He had to have a team.
I'm sure Jordan was telling him, all you're going to do is rebound.
Yeah, yeah, he did. I've read the Rodman books, and Rodman said, I didn't want a single point in a game, but I wanted 20 rebounds.
Well, nowadays you got the Los Angeles Lakers buying every player in the league, active or not. Like,
why did you have to
really go think that that's the answer?
No.
Do you think that that's ever going to work as far as chemistry goes? I mean,
this is what I wonder about championships. How much do you think it's worth? When you say, well, if you could buy this player for $50 million and you get 1 championship in 5 years, is that worth $50 million? I got to think $50 million is well spent if it gets you 1 championship.
I think so, yeah,
right?
because the future investments, the future endorsements, the players are going to be wanting to come to that team, kind of like Golden State, man. Steph Curry has made Golden State an indie,
You can almost consider it advertising budget.
That's it. And that seems to be their main goal is outside of play resources. Like, they're trying to make money without winning no matter what.
Right.
If they can come up with a movie or a game plan or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I know that the Yankees were one of the biggest selling franchises. I'm sure the Lakers have to be.
Yankees started this shit.
Yeah, the Yankees started it.
Because baseball is the only place you could get it done before, but now they're finding every way possible. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take a break, a word from our sponsors, and thank you guys for tuning in. When we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit of politics and get ready for the NFL season. So,
I think your battery's dead.
Rolling up the grass, living better than the niggas that I used to look up to. I can show you why they come up. Yeah, I came up from the gutter to a condo out in Hollywood where the weather's good and the party's always popping up on somebody and dropping off some treat. I mean, I got enough to go around, everything for the free, so you ain't gotta smoke on me and my homies down to go to any one town to get this paper. I swear ain't nobody do me no favors. Twisting up the medicine, shitting on my competition. Easy parts forgetting, but the hardest part's to try forgiving niggas for mistaking me or thinking I was the one to wait. Or thought cause I was young that I'd be dumb, and nigga, what you made's a photographic memory. Now look at my wife, she got a pornographic figure, and my autograph is bigger to your nieces and your nephews than yours ever was, not to mention your niggas. You caught them rapping Taylor Gang with us. TMZ cameras. Paparazzi taking pictures. I spark up a J and ask them if you wanna take one with us. Main man, ain't nobody make a nigga. About to book a flight to Vegas, trying to take one with us. You niggas too small, dog. Me, I'm thinking bigger. Critics comment on how I'm smoking weed and drinking liquor, or how I was nominated but not the winner. Hey yo, I never had common sense, but I had enough sense to calm my ass down and make my dollar stretch. Yeah. Hey yo, I never had common sense, but I had enough sense to calm myself down and make my dollar stretch. I'm like basketball to net, how I make it all connect. Move strong so the funds I collect come correct when the boss nigga check ya. If you don't come from the set, I don't respect ya. Better yet, jump on the jet and get them checks up. I never give nothing less than my best. You can tell by the way that I'm dressed. Great bottom and my dreads always fresh. Smoke so much, I swear that I'm blessed. Know so much, I swear I'm a genius. And I'm KOing niggas, we ain't calling it eating. Spend too much time online, I'm with your bra for the evening. She a big old freak, I pull it out and she eat it. You might think I got time to kill, cause I'm so real. Lot of niggas I could've checked this year, but I'ma chill. I ain't gotta tell that they faking time and will. When it come to being certified, I'm signing seal. Signed the deal since I was 16, I've been getting cream. A young nigga smoking weed like
Breaking out powder and everything else. I can't hang with you. I got a job, but I know you don't. But
Not me. I'm irresponsible.
yeah.
Shit, I work my ass off. It's just different kinds of jobs.
That's what it's about. And we're back. Overtime Live Sports Bet Radio, brought to you by TeamSpacePoker.com. Book your poker party today. GilbertYoungArt.com. Decorate your walls today, man.
Check out Daddy's Designer Toys too if you're just bored. and wanna
Daddy's
look at
Designer
videos.
Toys. Great content, man. It's
Art.
hilarious. Beautiful art form.
Even how to make a couple of drinks. I'm also a bartender. I put a few drinks on there over time.
Check us out. Island View Hotel Casino Resort. The best casino on the coast. Beautiful beverage department. Great staff. Amazing restaurant venues. It's the only place to stay if you're coming to South Mississippi, Florida, or New Orleans. Okay. So the NFL season's about to kick back off, man. It's looking different. It's going to be different this year. You know, the Saints are not the Saints that they used to be. What's different this year?
For one, everybody seems to think somehow Jameis Winston, somehow a great quarterback all of a sudden. Whatever. Y'all defend them all you want.
Hey.
You'll be cursing them out in 2 weeks.
That's the same bandwagon fans that don't even know Michael Thomas is out, you know? Like, they never... Most of that the Saints fan core right now, I say, is bandwagon.
I bet there's still plenty of folks out there that don't realize Breeze ain't even
They're probably expecting them to play day one.
They're going to be waiting on game one like, where's Breeze?
So that'll definitely be different for them. The Falcons are going to go through their usual routine.
What happened to the Falcons, man? All that talent, veteran leadership.
Yeah, just bad coaching and a tough division. They've been in a pretty competitive division for a while. Right now, I think the division's one of the weaker ones. It's probably wide open, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina, and then Tom Brady comes to town.
Tampa Bay's still in their division.
Yeah, Tom
I don't
Brady's.
think it's that wide open anytime Brady's in the division.
Yeah, you're right, man. I guess you got to give it to Brady.
You got 44 will be 45 before the season starts.
That's an old man out there
45.
slinging it.
Who would you pick if you were making a team for this year, and who's your quarterback?
I took Pat Mahomes this morning. We did my fantasy draft this morning, and I had to take Pat Mahomes, but it was either him or Brady. I mean,
At 45, isn't that nuts?
he's the best. He's
Pick the
possessed.
25 or the 45-year-old.
Yeah,
But Mahomes is a good pick.
he's a great player, man. There should be a good season. We'll kick it off. Hopefully it's not too dramatic.
Cowboys will still suck.
Cowboys are
Daniel.
expected to suck as usual. So expect that division to go to the Giants or something? I don't know.
Oh, wow. They'd have to really suck for the Giants to win it, but it's possible. Well, you know, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I can't say much.
Yeah, Tua's looking like he's got a chance to bust that division open, man. It's just him and the
No.
Bills, really.
I'm just still not a fan of Tua's. I don't know.
I think he's got that game. They got to beat Belichick, you know, Belichick and Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And
Is Cam the starter day one?
Belichick's being real weird about it.
They always
You know how he
are.
is. I think obviously he's going to go with the experienced player because they're trying to win a game. You know, you got to try to win every game. But eventually, Mac Jones is going to take over that spot. You know, we saw the best out of Mac Jones. So,
I think Mac Jones could be a good quarterback.
well, these COVID vaccinations and stuff being an issue, you never know. You might have to go down into your depth chart more than you thought it would be.
Well, that's usually what happens the first couple of weeks, or any of those quarterbacks still not with starting jobs. You think that we're done hearing Colin Kaepernick should have the job, or are we still going to hear that?
Yeah, that's still going to be there. Because for some reason, all the backup quarterbacks suck. I guess they just don't prepare on playing because they never get to play.
Right.
They just suck.
You're right.
Like the Falcons just lost fucking A.J. McCarron.
Well, I like A.J. McCarron.
A.J.'s cool, but that was their backup, and they lost him. So now they got to go find a backup to Matt Ryan. He's
Where
already.
did Fitzpatrick go? I think he left Miami, I feel like, which I think he's a starting quarterback. I just don't understand why
he's somewhere playing.
Yeah.
I think he got a starting job. I don't know, man. It's a tough division.
Yeah, I feel like he went somewhere east, like a New York team or something, but I'm not sure. It'd be funny if he went to the Jets next. That would pretty much be the whole division.
Backing up somebody somewhere. But how do you feel about these COVID vaccinations and their impact on sports? If they're even going to have an effect?
Well, this is where you're going to start losing subscribers and all that stuff, because I'm going to tell you, vaccines work by you get a vaccine and then your body builds up immunities to that vaccine. Vaccines do not work by you get a vaccine and then you go spread it to everyone else. You've never heard of people getting a flu shot and then go spreading the flu. So the fact that now we have more people getting vaccinated, a large number of people getting vaccinated, yet somehow the Delta variant, because that's the excuse now, it's another version. So what are we getting vaccines for if they're not for the right thing? And if they are for the right thing, they don't work by you spreading the disease or the thing that you're trying to prevent. That's just not how vaccines work. So in my honest opinion, it's all a bunch of bullshit. But you're going to have them.
What do you think is going on behind the scenes?
Oh, I don't know. I'm really not a conspiracy person. I think,
so why is it we've been put in this situation? To satisfy the people?
Somehow, either accidentally or intentionally, this virus got out of a place in China.
It was accidental, but the development was intentional.
Well, they're developing all kinds of stuff in civilization.
But it's not supposed to be done at some clinic in China. It's supposed to be done at a disease control center.
And what can you do about it? Absolutely nothing, which we've done. Point
fingers.
Create money for pharmaceutical companies, but I don't think that some pharmaceutical company created in some master plan this virus to kill half the population, or blacks, or gays, or whatever the target is this time. I think that an accident happened and nobody wants to take responsibility.
That's up for it, because I feel, not in a conspiracy theorist way, that I just feel like we had part in it. I feel like whatever happened there, we had part in it, and whatever happened there was intentional.
There's plenty of research or stories that it was a doctor from some school, professor slash doctor, researcher. I guess,
and he actually ended up in jail.
Who went to China to work in this lab, and then
they caught him going out of the country with contraband.
Right. Well, I don't know any of the
chemistry-based contraband that would have only directed in that theory.
That makes it an act of war.
Yeah, exactly. Really, what it comes down to. How do you feel about Biden's handling of it?
I think Biden's a puppet.
Just a puppet?
Yeah, I think Biden's
Well, he looks like a puppet.
He definitely looks like a puppet. Sounds like
he looks like Weekend at Bernie's. I feel like somebody's literally just standing behind him.
I don't understand literally the guy got elected off of he's not Donald Trump.
That's it.
I don't like Donald Trump because of this. He's not Donald Trump. That's all it was.
Well, the same argument, would you feel that way about Hillary when they said, well, he's not Hillary?
Who, Biden?
Anybody.
Fuck, I think I'd take Hillary rather than Biden.
What about Hillary over Trump?
Moves.
People have during the election, people had to make that decision. And I think that was the same mindset where they're like, well, I'd rather have him than this chick.
Well, that's how he got into the chair in the first. I think being Obama's vice president got him into the chair. No offense, but it got the black vote because they felt like they were still voting for Obama.
in a way they were.
Right.
Because they're still voting against Trump.
Right. Well,
That's the predicament that he put himself
and
in.
voting against Hillary, because Obama was anti-Hillary too, even though he put her to work on his cabinet. But that's what
Yeah.
you do. You keep your enemies close.
They're all so corrupted, and it's so deep, much deeper than any one of us
None
knows,
of those politicians give a shit about any of us.
Well, they don't have to, man. You think they care about COVID? No. You think they care about hurricanes? No.
Dirty cops? No. They don't get pulled over.
They don't
deal with that
they get
shit.
pulled over. The cops like, oh, hey, Mr. President,
Yeah.
go on. I didn't know you know.
Shit, their fucking Secret Service staff doesn't let police anywhere close to them.
And that's just the way it is, man. That's
Yeah.
the world.
I
That's
think,
the world you live in.
I don't know, Biden's a joke to me, but he was a joke to me before he got elected. Now it's just, if you bash on him, it's too easy.
It is. It feels too easy. And when you look at him, it's insulting to me to claim him as the president. Especially, just imagine going to another country and having to explain yourself. You can't support it.
No,
And it sucks because you want to support your country,
I
but you
love
can't
my
support
country.
your president.
No, you can't. And
You haven't
know,
been
I get
able
it.
to.
You haven't been able to. Trump either. There's
Yeah.
people who will say you couldn't advocate for Obama. I don't get why they think Obama was so bad. I don't
Obama
think
was
he
a smart
the
president. He
savior,
knew what
but
to
he
do.
wasn't- Yeah,
Yeah,
was a
he knew
smart
what to
dude.
do, and that's what it's a job, man. All of them should by now know what to do.
Well,
But
that's
they
what
get in
Trump
there and they're like,
fucked it up because he didn't want it to be a job. He wanted it to be his job, and he never got the total control that he wanted,
no.
which would be scary if he did, because he probably would have never
Yeah,
let
he's
it
mentally
go.
unstable. Well, my problem is like the last two presidents to me have deemed themselves mentally unstable.
I have no problem with that statement either.
And it's
Biden
weird.
definitely.
It's like,
Trump
why would
possibly.
you say things to why?
Yeah. There's definitely some sort of imbalance in Trump. I mean, you don't
But this
carry
shit,
on
this
the
shit
way
in
you
there,
about what happens to the
No,
country.
no,
The
of course he
women
doesn't.
who will be killed,
raped and beheaded
for
and
driving cars.
who knows what's going to happen to them?
Oh, it's
Probably
horrible.
enslaved. I mean, how bad does it have to be for you to hang onto a fucking airplane while the fucking airplane's leaving?
Well, I heard an interview of Biden saying that we have to stop being the world police.
Which is
you know,
true.
Well, that I've heard people say that for a long time and agreed with it, but I don't think it's the same thing what we're doing in Afghanistan. I don't think we're world police there. I think we're part of their security. You know, their government.
You're their own
their
security.
highly unstable government security.
Which is a big job.
Right.
It's a major task.
But without us, the country falls, and that country falls, the region will fall again.
And the reality of it is he, in not so many words, what he was saying was, not instead of we have to stop being the world's police, because being the police puts you in control. That's where you get your power and your advantages from. And that's the only reason we police. The only interest you have in any other country is because you are looking to take power
We're looking after
or
our own
resources.
interest in
Something,
that area.
something in that area has sparked an interest to you. It's
Except
not about
now
you.
it's not
You're
an
not there
interest anymore.
saving people. You're not there trying to help people. And that's true.
Right.
Any time this country has ever gone into another country, it's always been for self-benefit.
Right.
And they could say that,
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
you could say this, that, and the other. We want to help these innocent people. We want to do. I mean, look at Mexico right next door. We can't figure out what to do with them because we don't know what we want from them.
Well, do you know Mexico is our second largest exporter of goods besides China? So without Mexico, we'd pretty much be screwed. And we talk all this shit about them, and we won't, you know, work with them or compromise on anything. And
Yeah.
I'm for border security, don't get me wrong. I don't see a problem with a giant wall being there if they feel it makes us more secure. I don't care what kind of security you have to have something. But if they're our number 2 exporter, we should probably be doing more to get along with them, right?
You would think.
You would think.
You would think that'd be a major priority.
Right, you would think. But instead, they're the ones we seem to fight with the most after you get past China or Russia or the Middle East.
So, it is what it is, though.
Wow, I hate politics.
Yeah, politics is trash. But back to sports. That's
Yes.
something we all understand. Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley. YouTubers getting it.
Man, I don't know what to say about
YouTubers are getting it, bro. That's
about
all.
people I want to hate.
You can't hate that, man.
You can't hate
Shout out to Note Boys. Afghanistan right now is whole different.
It's just stupid. We're just pulling everybody out. Fuck them. And he
We're
literally
pulling
has
some of
said
them out. We're
he
not pulling
doesn't
all
care.
of them. They kill the YouTube game, bro. They them Steve will do it, and what's his name? Brad Martin.
Yeah.
They're killing it, bro. But anyway, my point was, like, they hang out with people like Tekashi 6ix9ine. They have a couple celebrity friends that they put on the channels.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is a bitch.
He's a snitch. He's a snitch.
How
bitch,
can a snitch be a hero? What is
rich.
wrong with this generation?
He's not a hero, but he gets views.
He's
to
getting to whoever's watching him, whoever's supporting him. He's getting financially supported.
Exactly. Not intentionally, and that's what I've learned, is that you have a better chance of getting views from your haters than you do from your supporters.
I'll give you that he was smart enough to realize a long time ago that being a villain gets you paid just as well as being a hero, only you don't have to do as much
But
work.
I think post-snitching is a whole different thing.
Snitching is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Hell, I could look at a murderer a lot easier than I could a snitch. Because there might be a reason to kill somebody. There ain't never a reason to snitch. I'm sorry.
He didn't want to go to jail. He's
Take
a whole
your
ass
time
dude.
like a man.
Well, he felt like he got tricked. They put him into that situation.
He put himself into
circumstantially.
it. He wanted to be something.
He thought he did, but he didn't know what he was asking for.
Right.
And then when that time came, he wasn't ready for it.
And I've heard him try to defend himself with that. Well, I'm not from the street, so I don't know those rules that y'all are talking about.
Yeah, they forced it on. They took advantage of him being a celebrity, a
You don't
wealthy
think he
celebrity.
took advantage of them too?
No, he was using them solely for image.
Yeah.
He took it for the image. He wanted to represent being hard, even though nothing he could do would ever prove him to be a tough guy.
No.
He got fucking rainbow hair, bunch of 6s and 9s tattooed all over his fucking body.
I don't know. I know in a place like Chicago, you can make a rap song dissing somebody who got shot and get killed that night.
Oh yeah, no, it's all
But, yeah,
publicity.
this guy-
It's all publicity, and he's running around without security right now
Yeah.
and bragging
He
about
ain't
it.
going too far, I'm sure. He's probably in some real
Yeah,
secure
man. He's on YouTube.
location.
So anyway, I was shouting out my Nut Boys because they fuck with him, man. They use him, but they're using it. Yeah, every video they put him in,
Hey, if he
7
called me and
million
wanted me to be on his video,
views.
I'd
Yeah.
probably accept it too. But I
Or
still
if he's
think
on your
it
video,
is.
you put him in the headline, boom, 8 million views.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's just crazy. But that Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley, I mean, that's all that's showing you is the power of social media.
Yeah. Hey, I respect those Paul dudes, man.
Bro, these Paul kids, I saw their first video, the first video they ever made. They're little kids. Like,
Right.
they have an old ass camera,
Right.
and it's just clicking to them, this whole YouTube shit. But I mean, they have grown to a.
There's a bunch
monster,
of them. There's
man.
a dude called Mr. Beast. You ever watch
Yeah,
him?
Mr. Beast is
See,
great.
I watch YouTube for the content I want, like about art or
Yeah. Well,
stories that
Well,
are
what
hard to
happens is
find.
you get limited because there's so much stuff on there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you'll find what you want plus 10 more channels.
And then something else you didn't even know you were looking for to take you down a whole another rabbit hole.
Yep. Damn rabbit holes. But the Paul brothers, man, they started off as those little kids and now they're
But
making
he's a
big.
respectable fighter. I think Jake Paul has a legitimate shot at being a fighter. I want to see them two fight.
I get them mixed up, honestly, because I thought
Jake
that,
is older and honestly uglier, I think. He's the uglier of the two.
I mean, if they're twins, I don't know what the hell.
They're
But
not twins, are
I
they?
mean, I didn't
I
know.
don't think they're twins. Jake's older by a
I just
little
get
bit.
their fights mixed up. I don't know who fought Mayweather. That was Logan.
Not Jake. Logan fought Mayweather. Yeah, I think Jake, I don't know. Mayweather fought that fight so brilliantly. I don't think Jake could have either, but I think Jake would have. I don't know. Jake's 4-0 as a fighter.
Yeah, I saw that.
As a professional fighter, he's 4-0. Now, one of those is to Nate Robinson, which I don't see how that could even be.
Yeah,
a fight.
weight classes. Where are your weight classes at?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, isn't Robinson like a short dude from the
He's
NBA?
tiny. He's like a 5-foot
Yeah, that's
NBA,
what I thought.
retired NBA player.
Right.
So
So, I'll give you respect. The Woodley one, I don't know if I respect Jake because of it or if I don't respect Woodley, because I honestly thought
Woodley should have won that. I wouldn't be surprised if they threw that fight. And that's what it's going to come down to. These fights are the most likely to be thrown, and they're the most likely to be taken advantage of in every way. So,
Right.
and when I watch them, I've watched a few of these celebrity fights. I watched the replays of them, and I don't see the effort that I would expect.
Right.
Like, I don't see them, exhausting themselves or just getting into a rage and throwing hands or anything like that. I just don't see it. It looks like they're trying to go to
the
distance.
payday part, but if you're gonna be, it's awfully disrespectful to that craft if they're not all taking it serious. That's what I will say.
It's
I really
a
feel like
different craft.
yeah, well, you're right. It's like we said earlier. It's entertainment. It's not even a sport anymore.
It's like the celebrity death match.
Except
Claymation, you know, you just pick whoever you want. I wonder what it'd be like to see this guy fight this guy. Let's do it.
Maybe he's gonna mess around and pop off and say he can beat Mike Tyson or something, and then Tyson gets in the ring.
And then he beats Mike Tyson. Then what?
Well, maybe, but I know if there's one person who won't just throw it in, it would be Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would fight.
Depends. Do you know how much money that fight would get right now?
Well, did you watch the Tyson and Foreman fight? Didn't they have a rematch recently? I didn't watch it. That's why I'm asking.
No, I didn't see that.
I think they had a fight recently.
No, I saw somebody else. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that because it was the night Roy Jones Jr. fought. It wasn't. Who did he fight? Because he lost. Roy Jones Jr.
Oh yeah. He came out there all sloppy and shit and lost.
Who did he lose?
Yeah, I can't remember.
But that was. I'm pretty sure that same night Tyson and Foreman fought.
I saw on paperwork that Oscar De La Hoya is scheduled to fight one of the Brazilian dudes, man.
He's kind of made a joke out of himself by fucking with the whole UFC people. He started calling them out, had issues with Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan would probably whoop his ass.
Joe Rogan, Dana White will whoop his ass, bro.
Dana White's a boxer. Rogan's a MMA dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good win, Jake Paul. 4-0.
Yeah, go win, Jake Paul.
Woodley,
hey, man, that was the jackpot, man. He hit the jackpot that night. Now he's got a great fight lined up. No matter who it is, it's going to be more money than ever.
Well, they're going to do round 2.
Now, nobody wants to see that. They said they would, but I bet you the promoters won't even set that up.
You know that part of their winner-loser thing, the loser has to get "I love the winner's" name tattooed on there.
I read that was to get a rematch.
Well, because that was in the original fight's purse. So if he doesn't get it, then he didn't meet the agreement of the first terms. So Paul told him, if you want a rematch, get the tattoo, then we'll have a rematch.
It might be worth the tattoo. He should. I don't know what he made. I want to look it up, see what he made off of that first fight, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a jackpot. But we're gonna wrap up the show. But speaking of jackpots, my boy Matt knows a little bit about jackpots in his life, man.
Now hit 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, not only being my highest ranking player, TeamSpacePoker.com, you guys won more poker tournaments and cashed in more games than anybody else working for Team Spades, but
nice to play again.
He knows how to get lucky on his own, man. Tell us about your recent hit, bro. What happened?
Recently, I was at the Treasure Bay, and I hit, I think it was 24,000. Of course, I have them keep taxes.
24,000. Yeah, go ahead and pay the taxes, man. But
after taxes,
that's what it's about,
I want to say it was 17,648.
Wow, man.
And then I did win a bad beat in poker jackpot.
One of the few people I know who's ever won a bad beat on the poker tables.
I had aces full of kings. I had 4 kings, he had 4 aces. That's what it was. Because I had pocket kings, he had pocket aces. Flop was ace, king, queen, I believe. And then an ace.
And then
no.
Well, that'd be an ace or a king.
And then an ace and then a king. But yeah, it was 4 kings beaten by 4 aces.
That's crazy, man.
But that was in 2008, so that one's been a minute.
Those are big jackpots, man. People don't usually hit stuff like that.
I have a picture. Yeah.
Make sure you guys. We're about to head out. Make sure you guys check out TeamSpacePoker.com. Get your new Team Space Poker merchandise.
Daddy's Designer Toys.
Daddy's Designer Toys. We got all new merch drop, new hats. Trying to get on the camera. But thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you, Bart.
Overtime Live Sports Bet Radio. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, I'm sorry.